What up, ladies and gentlemen? So today we're going to be doing our series of planets through ascendants, and today we're going to be covering our position of Sun in the 9th house in the sign of Aries, and what happens when you are a Leo ascendant person with Sun being in the 9th house. Because now what we're doing, we're combining the house and the sign together. It's no longer just Sun in the sign of Aries or Sun in the 9th house. Now these things are coming together, so there's going to be quite a different outlook onto this position, and including Sun rules a certain house, which is your ascendant, your first house, Leo. So what's happened when it goes to the 9th place from itself? And as always, if you do not know where your Sun is placed, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, all your other planetary placements, for that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects of the Speed of Light, including all my consultations at this link. So, Sun in the 9th house in the sign of Aries. So Sun, as you know, is exalted in the sign of Aries. It's at its highest of dharmic state. It's at its highest of regal position. It's at its highest of honor. So first of all, what is the 9th house? 9th house represents father, gurus, teachers, preachers, counselor, advisors, postgrad education, pilgrimage, long distance travel, foreign lands, philosophy, law, government administration, because 10th house is government and 12th from government is the 12th house. Things are happening behind the scenes. So this is why it's also government administration. So now you are putting Sun in the highest position. And Sun also rules your ascendant, meaning the sign of Leo. So it's your physical self, part of your ego, part of your self-esteem, part of how you look, part of how you deal with everything in your life is the ascendant. So now it's in the 9th house. And the 1st, 5th, and 9th house are known as Dharma triangles. These are the triangles of the righteous path that you should follow, that you are designed to follow, even though most do not follow because those planets may not be strong. And people lose their dharma, meaning why they were brought into this world. So now, having the ascendant lord in the 9th house, first of all, shows that the life focus of this person will always be towards wanting to attain the highest of higher education, wanting to travel and experience different culture, different ethnic backgrounds, wanting to really understand themselves, understand who they are as a person, who they are as this ego in this three-dimensional world through the father, through their teachers. And this person feels like that their personality and their ego develops when they attain higher education. So now you're putting Sun in this house and it's exalted in the most regal position. And what this naturally shows that the person wants to take over the legacy of father. This person wants to attain information and knowledge and philosophy where they can find themselves in a leadership position in a higher institute. They feel like, for me to follow all these knowledge, follow all these philosophical texts, I now have a responsibility to continue this legacy on. So you will find people who may have inclination towards wanting to do what their father was doing, wanting to go into government. You'll have people who want to become a head of a institution, like you graduated with your PhD from University of, from MIT, you graduated. And then what happens is, because you feel like this responsibility that, wow, this institution gave me the highest of education. This institution gave me the luxury of learning at the highest level. I want to give it back. I want to actually contribute to this school. So perhaps these people may become a dean. They may become the principal of the actual university. But what happens is they're all about wanting to follow a righteous path, wanting to fight for the right things, wanting to learn things through which they can take a leadership role. And especially these people are all about having their ego take over as a coach, meaning they feel like that they have from the beginning, and this is not something they will develop from a certain age. From the beginning, they'll be like, okay, this is how we're going to do it. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do this. Like if you're a kid, 5 years old, or you have a child who's 5 years old, 7 years old, and when you see them play, notice with the sun, they will be like, hey, okay, so this is what we're going to do. You're going to go there, and I'm going to hold the bat here, and I'm going to hit the ball towards you, and whatever. I don't know what sport would do that, but they feel like they have to guide people. They have to become this leader and this coach who knows what needs to happen in order for something to be executed. So whether it's sports, whether it's education, whether it's their work, whether it's their personal life, they feel like they are the highest of the teachers and the highest of the gurus, naturally. Because 9th house is the highest of guru. Now you're putting the king there. Sun is the king. What is the job of a king? Is to rule. So when sun is at its highest of places in the fire sign of Aries, the fire sign of Aries is me. I am. I am the whole world. And so sun feels like everything revolves around itself. So they feel like in the 9th house that when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to guide, when it comes to receiving guidance, giving guidance, everything revolves around me. Through me, you will all know. Through me, you will all learn. Whether they're in a university learning, that's different. They have to learn. That's the process that they have to go through. But they will always feel like, you know what? I can do better than my teacher. At one point, I will know more than him or her. So this ego will always be there. And that's the negative part of this. They always feel like I have to be the one. I am the one who can guide you. Because remember, sun is exalted, fine. It's at its highest state. But sun is considered a natural malefic planet in Vedic astrology. Why? Because it's such a hot planet. The fusion that is happening within the sun makes it so hot that wherever it sits, it's going to burn something. So when it sits in any house, it's going to burn certain significance of that house. So what happens is with such, so first of all, sun is a hot planet, number one. Sun is in the fire sign of Aries, becomes even hotter. Sun is in the fire house of Sagittarius. The original 9th house is the house of Sagittarius, which is the fire sign. You have these three elements of fires coming together. And even though sun is a sattvic planet, it's going to burn the significance, meaning that this person will feel like they are privileged to get the position that they are in. Like they deserve it. I have to be here. I have to be studying in Harvard, of course. I'm not going to study in a community college. Of course, I can guide you. I am the person. I know more than you. I know more than everybody else. So that ego comes. And that's where they can get into certain battles with other people. They can get into certain heated conversation with their own father, with their teachers at one point. Because sun is an individual ego. And especially at 25, when sun matures, you will get honor in your life, of course. Perhaps you will go to a distant land and perhaps your father will get honor. But when sun matures, a person's individualistic ego comes out. They're like, okay, well, Dad, I know you have taught me all this, but I'm going to do this way. I think this is the way we need to go. And then if Dad doesn't agree with that, then you have these heated battles. So don't think that exalted sun, you're just going to be the most sattvic and righteous person all throughout life. No, especially when sun is in certain degree, that means certain nakshatra, certain padha, you will see these ups and downs waves of the sun. So sun is at its lowest point. He may argue. He may argue with the teachers, may have too much ego. Sun at its highest level through a certain nakshatra, certain padha, he will be like, yes, I will follow what my guru is saying and I'm going to give my life to it. Then it keeps coming down to the other nakshatra and padha. So all these details will matter, which we'll discuss later. Okay? So guys, this is my analysis of sun in the 9th house, the sign of Aries. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you want to know where your sun is placed, all my books, reports, consultations, for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.